lost v in the Garden, at Old Trafford. Fred had a lot of bad games, and made a lot of mistakes, but it didn't cost him. Then in a match, where he performed well, he was punished for one of his mistakes. In the draw at Everton over the weekend, Fred could certainly have done better in a challenge with Demarai Gray in the situation where Everton counter-attacked and scored the equalizer. He can hit the ball really hard right from the start. And after being unable to do so in the middle, he was still able to correct the mistake by fouling the Everton player in the next challenge on the edge. But mistake after mistake, and Fred paid dearly. Gray eased off on the left flank, bouncing back into the middle to Doucoure, who set up Townsend to beat De Gea. For most United fans, that's exactly the Fred they know. A midfielder who defends, but has no defensive ability. Losing losses in duel situations with opposing players. And failed to master the so-called dark parts that every player in his position should have. United fans have reason to be disgusted when comparing Fred to his Man City and Liverpool compatriots Fernandinho and Fabinho. Those are the true bosses in the midfield. The question is, why is Fred still playing every week at Man United? Of course, it is not because the Brazilian midfielder keeps the black clip of coach Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as an online conspiracy theory. The answer is simple. At United right now, there is no better defensive midfielder than Fred. The only one who can outperform the Brazilian in this position is Nemanja Matic. But that was the Matic of many years ago. Currently, at the age of 33, the Serbian general cannot plow the ground the way Fred is doing. Fred's importance is provable in numbers. Before the game against Everton, he was the leading player for Man United in all criteria related to the defensive ability of a midfielder, from tackles, clearances, to pressure. And successfully pressurized. With Fred on the field, Man United fans will constantly be startled with his unusual passes. But without him on the field, they will constantly have to live in the feeling of a heart attack, when the team is no longer able to fight to protect the midfield. In fact, in the match against Everton, Man United was also out of control after Fred left the field, although coach Solskjaer's decision to withdraw him received applause from the fans. So, what's Fred's problem? Simply put, you were in the wrong place. In another system, Fred's strengths would be maximized, and his worth would be easily recognized. But in the current system, we will only see Fred's flaws exposed. Fred is like a bee, hard-working, industrious, but unfortunately he is in the wrong garden. His efforts could not produce honey. Don't know how to pass the ball. Many Man United fans criticized Fred's inability to deploy the ball. But not really. For example, in the match against Everton, despite being substituted early, Fred still managed to complete 9 passes to develop the ball, just behind Bruno, 10.